All right. Welcome, everybody, to the very first showing of our new UI for Chromancer. Quite honestly, this is the first time I'm seeing it. Matt just finished this version a couple hours ago, so I'm discovering it as you are. And I have John Paul on the line here in my ear. So if you guys are asking questions by chat, he's going to relay that to me, and I'll be able to answer any questions. I think John Paul and I are just going to play a game and see what happens. Hopefully most things are working. I'm sure there's going to be a couple things not working, but we'll see. So here goes. JP, I'm sure, will manage the chat in case there are new people showing up. I think I'm going to play. Okay, seems we only have a couple viewers this second. JP, why don't you choose the red deck? I'll play the blue deck. Yeah, I'm not sure we'll be here that long, but this is pretty cool. You can see how different it is. Yep. Huzzah. Okay. Well, here we go. Put a field down. So you guys can see a few things have changed. If you're new to Chromancer, this won't mean anything to you, but what I'm describing now is going to be new. So you can see that the game board is only 9 spaces wide as opposed to the 15. We thought that a closer in the game would work a little bit better. We'll continue to test. And you can probably see that there's this huge icon thing down here and a little one up here. So this is going to describe what I'm doing, and this is going to describe what my opponent is doing, so I can see all of his actions and react to them. This is probably not going to be functional for this playtest. This right here is pretty simple. And so we're doing something kind of cool. Obviously it's a card game. You see my hand of cards down here. But we're going to be using our UI in sort of an indirect way. In other words, we're not going to be playing cards directly out of our hand, like you might expect. We're actually going to be driving all the play from the game board. So for example, if I want to play one of my fields, I wouldn't click on it and then click on the game board. If I click on it, I'm able to inspect it and see what it's about. But if I want to play, for example, this waterfront, I actually am going to cycle through the different options which automatically are going to come up in this little window. Normally that's just a right-hand mouse click, or you can actually tap the button here, or go left or right, until I get to the water, which is an option I have because it's in my hand. And then my mouse icon changes to something corresponding. You can probably see that I have little water in my mouse icon. Now, it's blue, which you can see the icon is actually colored, which means I can play it here. If I drag it somewhere that I can't play it, it grays out, just to show me that I can't do it there. And that's going to be a theme across the whole game. So I'll put this right here. Wow. I don't know who made these graphics, but those are obviously placeholders. Anyway, John Paul's turn. So at this point, I can cycle through to my other stuff. If I want to click on my castle here, again, I'm controlling it through here, and I don't even need to click here. I know I can just right-hand click. I don't think the right click is working. Nope. But yeah, thanks. But I'll be able to then play the game really quickly, which is what we want to enable people to do. That's kind of the whole point of this UI. You'll be able to stay here on the game board and right-hand click to get to the action you want, and then click on whatever target. And you'll also be able to pause the game in a very similar, fast way. So that's what we're pretty much going to try to show in this playtest. So anyway, I've got my castle and my icon here. Let me get something a little more obvious. My bank So can you see that my bank is, the mouse icon is colored, but if I move over here where there's no field, it instantly goes gray, meaning you can't play it there, dummy. And I can't play it there. So I actually am not going to do that. I'm going to play waterfront. Very briefly, if anyone doesn't yet know, this is the setup phase of our game, which starts the game. We're just going to lay our strongholds, which means our deck, our discard pile, and our resource pool. Those are the targets that the opponent's going to attack during the game. And that's kind of the whole point of what we're doing right here. We'll get through it pretty fast and then get to the actual game. Please feel free to ask any questions just by typing them right into the chat, and I will answer them. Okay, oh, my turn? No. Put that there. Did you? Oh, he already went. Wow, super fast, John Paul. And I will put my graveyard here. See, I'm still trying to use the old methodology of clicking my hand, which I don't need to do. You'll see that since I only have one thing that I can do, which is play my graveyard, it's the only option in my little mouse wheel, so no matter how much I click this, it's not going to change. Okay. Everything's set up. Draw. Oops, not my turn. But you can see already, I've got water in here, and I've got a shark in here. That's a blade fin. As soon as I'm on the blade fin, it's showing me where it can be played. Waterfront can be played anywhere it lets me as well. So what's that? That's a red hornlet. Okay. John Paul was telling me how to deselect things. I see. Okay. Just click over here under the Zelda bar. We're calling it a Zelda bar because it reminds us of the icons that you have in Zelda. All right, let's play a little bit. I'm going to put a waterfront down right here. I'm going to draw a couple cards. I got a bunch of sharks in my hand here. Interesting. Okay, back to JP. Let's see what he does. He's got one creature out there already. But you can already see what we're trying to do here. Okay, now this is the old UI, this part right here, where the action appears in this little message window, and you pause it by clicking the message window. That's how I would respond to an action. Anytime he does anything, it gives a little window that says this is what he's doing. If I click that window before it resolves, and it gives me a certain number of seconds, I can then respond to his action. I can dodge, I can cast a counter spell, I can block with a creature. So what this will actually end up being is anytime the opponent is doing anything you can respond to, the actual mouse is going to turn into a little clock that's going to tick down, showing you how much time you have to respond, and you can just click anywhere on the screen as long as that clock icon is active, and it will pause the game. And then you can proceed with your actions. And since you have this little window up here in the top left that shows what he is currently doing, you'll always be privy to what the action is that he's undertaking and that you want to respond to. I should mention, just because it's cool, do I want to do what? Oh, he's talking in my ear. Yes, okay, I'll unpause. One thing that's very cool that we're going to do is that little clock that I'm talking about that's going to let you pause the game is going to be based on our logo. So we're going to have a little wheel with all the runes counting down as your time runs out. So I hope that's up in the next build. This is basically a preview of what we're going to show off on at PAX in Seattle this coming weekend. We have a couple more days to really get all the functionality in there. So this is the first sneak peek before we leave for the airport. Seems like it's his turn still. Oh, now my turn. I'm sorry, say that again, John Paul. Oh yeah, burn. Does this work yet? I don't think it does. Nope. Burn is actually pretty important, and it's something that we've been meaning to implement all along. It's just an option that you always have that you can play as an instant, so you can play it as a response. And it just means choose a card in my hand, and instead of discarding it, destroy it completely, make it go out of play forever. And the compensation is I get 1 chroma instantly to my bank for it. It's a great way to save your bank if somebody's attacking you and you have no other way of defending it. Of course, there will be some cards and some colors in particular that have cards which give you extra chroma when you burn them. So that might be a play strategy at some point. Okay, my turn. Let's see here. I've got my Squall Tamer and I've got my Sharks. Let me draw. I don't really have a lot of income. I'm going to get myself a couple more waterfronts. That's exactly what I did. So again, I'm not clicking my hand. I'm clicking here. Ultimately, I'll just be right-clicking here to change stuff up. I'm going to go put these a little bit further away from his guy since he decided to attack me last time. Hit and turn. Let's see if we can get a reaction going here, like to a spell or something. Anyway, I think you guys are going to like and appreciate the fact that the field is now 9, the board rather is now 9 fields wide. It opens up deck building just a little bit. It makes structures more valid because you need to generate more income. And it just makes it easier to reach the opponent and makes the game play faster. So we might do some balancing as a result, but we really think that the game just flows better this way. We could always change it back if people don't like it, but this seems to work pretty well. And it seems that John Paul destroyed my bank, which I couldn't stop because the burn button isn't working. Great. It is clearly revenge for our last play test when I destroyed his bank on the 2nd turn. Yes, count on the Chromancer team to show you how to be bad at our game. That's all we're doing here. Well, anyway, I'm not sure that there's all that much else to describe to you if you know the game. This is pretty much the new UI. Hopefully you think the new look is pretty reasonable. Over here, there's a space where my avatar will be, and there'll be much better graphics here, of course, and perhaps a bit of animation. So this is really just a layout. I'm also hoping to replace these buttons with something more interesting. But that's pretty much the run of it. You can't see the chat window because it's behind my photo here, but the screen sets up pretty much the way it has in previous versions. Let's draw here. I will actually be able to play some critters now. Get that out there. I'll get this guy here. You can see, and you know this if you've played Chromancer, that, for example, when my blade fin is selected, I can play him on any field because sharks have a special ability called Water Home, which means you can emerge them onto the field, onto the game board at any waterfront. Whereas this more normal card that I have called the Squall Tamer, a merfolk can only emerge here or here, these two spots, because these are my strongholds. And by definition, a creature can usually only emerge from a stronghold. And this is a good opportunity for me to mention for anybody who played at Gen Con that we do have a couple of mechanical differences. For one thing, we're allowing any normal creature to emerge from any stronghold and not just the castle. Okay, I'll end my turn here. maybe we'll play just a couple quick turns and call it good. Or I could try beating John Paul. You're welcome to try to attack me. John Paul is warning me that he thinks blocking is not working right now. Please, let's see. Okay, so stopped. So I don't see block as one of my options. I guess actually, this is another good point. The options that you have available to you are based on what has the action, what is currently acting. So the fact that I have nothing selected means that the only options I'm going to have in here are options that I play myself out of my hand, like summoning a creature. If I want to get the list of options for this particular creature, I click on it. Okay, when this thing works, I click on it. Let me put this back in. There we go. And you see that now that it's highlighted, my options have changed. I have Corporeal Water, which is a spell in my hand that he can use. I have Move, obviously. And if it's my turn, I will have Attack as an option. I should have Block as an option here when he's attacking me, but that has already resolved. So it's fairly straightforward. He does something, I pause it, I click on the guy that I want to react, even if he's all the way over here. I tell him to move, I tell him to block, etc. This action system will, I think, be pretty intuitive. Okay, I'm going to pause his action, and now I'm going to try to dodge. Let's see if that works. Oh look, block A is in there. Okay, so I can block him, I can move, or I can use this spell. Okay, it needs to stop unpausing. So I think I will use Corporeal Water. Oh, I can't because I'm out of income. I was wondering why that was grayed out. So you can see just by the fact that the mouse icon is grayed out, I can tell that I can't use this ability. If I click on it, I'm sure it'll tell me. Maybe not. For God's sake. Well, it unpaused again. Apparently I'm on a short timer here. Next time I'll block. Yeah, he's explaining to me it's a bit buggy right now, and right now the block button unpauses the game. Anyway, that won't be the case shortly. So here we are. The next version of Chromancer. I'd like to think that we are going to try to have, dare I announce, some kind of a playtest or a live feed or something on Thursday. But we can't really promise that because we don't know what our hotel situation in terms of internet will be as we're in Seattle that day. If possible, though, we'll try to have the next version of this so that it's really working, and invite some of you to come play with us just for a little while, and you can see it for yourself. My turn. Here we go. Sweet. A Hunter Shark. Those guys are strong. Okay. How are we doing on chat, John Paul? I want to make sure I don't miss any questions. Things are straightforward. All right. Okay. Well, if I can clarify for any of the new viewers, this is Chromancer, a collectible card game, trading card game, an online game, of course, and very briefly, we're just having a pretty informal session here where we're showing people the progress that we've made in the last few days, really, on our new UI. And it's all run through the actual game board. You don't play anything directly out of your hand like in most games where you click a card and then you click where you want it to go. In this game, anything you can do based on what's selected is a little icon that will appear for you, and you'll cycle through those icons and then click on the target. And so it's a little tricky to know how to use it first, but in the long run, we feel like people are going to then be playing on the game board with their mouse, and they're going to be right-clicking very quickly to cycle through the actions and clicking their targets very quickly. And it's going to turn into a better game experience because it's going to be faster and more efficient. And I'll just point out as a side note that the good thing about this setup is it also works really well for something like a tablet. It's very hard to design a UI that works well across all these different systems. In this case, you have a button where on the tablet you can just tap this thing right here and it will cycle through all your different options. And we don't have to worry about having people drag and drop and double click and do things that are difficult on a tablet or impossible. All right, I'm going to end my turn. And if you're new to Chromancer, you should know that we're a company that likes showing people our progress. So we plan to show you the version of this with good graphics, but that's not here yet. This is all the temporary stuff, and it does get better every day. So stay tuned. Our launch date is, our launch time is in December of this year. So if you do stay tuned, you'll see it get better and better until that point. All right. John Paul is reminding me that I might want to mention our Kickstarter. John Paul is our marketing person. Yes, we are on Kickstarter, and we are a few weeks in and have a few weeks left, and we are hoping that people will like this project and back us. We have some really incredible prizes, rewards, I should say. In particular, we have a new set of rewards that we've put together just for Kickstarter. So I hope you guys will go check those out. They just went up yesterday, brand new exclusive cards. So that's pretty cool. All right, so he attacked me. I paused the action here by clicking the action window, and now I've selected move as opposed to block, which is not totally working, and I will move. And it will apparently not work. Well, that's just annoying. Okay, this gives us the ability to have things work better next time. Hopefully Thursday. Well, anyway, that's it in principle. Only because there's not much else to show you, I think we'll probably close down. Thanks for popping by. And do check our website, forums, and so forth, because we'll know very soon in the coming hours whether we can support a playtest for you guys on Thursday. And again, all the stuff that's currently sort of half working will be working. And you'll be able to play with the new UI and see how you like it. And then we'll be at PAX this weekend, and then we'll be back the week after that with even newer stuff. So stay tuned. I can take any last questions. Sorry, what, John Paul? Right. I'm being told that actually our booth number at PAX is 878. So if you are going to PAX, look us up, come visit us at booth 878, and we'll give you all kinds of playtests and free stuff if we have it on us. And we're part of the Indie Mega Booth. Thank you, John Paul, for telling me what to say. Clearly he's our marketing guy. Clearly I'm the game design guy. Thank you guys. See you again soon.